Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jeff and I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. And today I'd like to discuss with you how you create pages in Trio, specifically page composition. So let me switch to my browser here. And Trio makes available to you numerous project assets. Specifically, templates, fragments includes JSON data files, metadata, and tag-based callbacks. And you use these project assets to compose your web pages. And today we're going to be talking about basic page composition, where you just employ template assets and fragment assets to create a page. In future videos in this series on page composition, I'll be just discussing how to create more complicated pages, more involved pages where you can employ include assets, JSON data files, metadata, and tag-based JavaScript callbacks. But like I said, today we're just going to be discussing basic page composition, and we're going to create a page now using just templates and fragments. But before I do, I want to show you a diagram that is available in the Key Concepts page in Trio's documentation, which you can, if you go to this URL, you'll be able to see. And a composite has a template, because every composite has to have a template and a fragment. That's a requirement, whether you're using basic page composition or advanced page composition. Every page has to have a template and a fragment. And a template and fragments could also have includes. Okay, and again, we're going to go into details on these additional assets in later videos. And your composites, or rather tags in your includes, your fragments, and templates can also declare tag-based JavaScript callbacks. And this is the tag-based JavaScript callbacks is what opens up all the possibilities for you to create the pages that you envision, because Trio will pass to your tag-based JavaScript callbacks any front matter that you declared in your fragments, any JSON data files that you have created for your project, any metadata, all the metadata rather, that Trios accumulated while analyzing your project, to your tag-based JavaScript callbacks. So your tag-based JavaScript callbacks really allow you to create very complex pages. But today, again, we're just going to be sticking to creating a simple page using basic page composition. I'm going to demonstrate that to you now. So let me switch over to my to Visual Studio Code, and what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to create a fragment, or rather a page template, and I'm going to call it default.html. I'm going to create content for it, and now we have a basic web page in it and of itself, because we have a doc type preamble, we have an enclosing HTML tag, we have inner head tag, and a body tag, which at this point has no content, but we'll add to that in a minute. So let's go to fragments and create our fragment. And we're going to call this guy index.markdown. And I'm going to add some front matter to it. And we're not going to need these tags. We're only going to be using these three tags. Of these three tags, template and title are required. The append to target is not required, and it defaults to false. And I'll go into more detail as I'm filling this out. The template property, rather, if I call them tags, I meant to call these 3 properties, not tags. The template front matter property is where you assign the name of the template that this fragment is associated with. So we created a template, and I called it default.html, so that's what I'm going to enter here, default.html. Now the title property is where you can assign the name of or the title to the actual document page that Trio creates. And here I'm just going to call it my first page. And here we're going to leave this value as true, and I'll explain to you why in a moment. Let's go back to the templates page, and here I'm going to add some content in the body. And I'm just going to insert a main tag here. And I'm going to give this main tag a data attribute called data trio fragment. When Trio sees this data trio fragment data attribute in any tag in your template, it knows to target this tag with the content that is in your fragment. And because in the fragment we said append to target is true, then when Trio targets this tag, it's going to append the content in here. It's going to insert it in here. If I set this to false or eliminated or didn't include this append to target property at all, then Trio, when targeting the tag, will actually replace the tag it's targeting with the content. Now I'm going to demonstrate that to you as well. So here we have everything in place. Oh, one thing, I do want to add some content, so I'm going to just create an h1 tag here, and I'm going to give it the value of my first page. So now everything is in place, and now I can just build the project. So here I'm going to enter Trio, build. These are options for incremental building, watching the source folder, and serving the project in the browser. There might be some lag here because I'm running some background screen recording capturing software. So, okay. So here we have it. We have my first page. So here we see that it's set to title. We can see it in the tab. And here we can see the H1. And if I view the actual content, or the page source rather, we can see that Trio did indeed append the content of the fragment to our main tag. So let's go back and let's change that append to target value. I'm going to actually, I can change this to false, or if I remove the attribute itself or property itself, it's the same as changing the value to false. So we can see here that we still have our h1 tag, but if we go into the view source again and refresh it, we can see that the main tag has been replaced by the content of the fragment. And that's really basic page composition. It's simple, but the pages that you can create with it are limited. And that's where advanced page composition comes into play. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel and click on that little bell so that when I post the additional content to this series, you'll get notified. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to you joining me in my future videos. Bye.